So let's have a look at finding the equation of a straight line when the y-intercept is not given. So you'll see in the previous videos we did it when the y-intercept was given. In other words, when the c value was given, we could substitute in the c value. In the previous videos we also mentioned how to work out the gradient of a straight line. So let's mix this together. When we are not given the y-intercept, we will have to give you 2 points, 2 separate points on the line. Okay, so we're going to use the gradient, which is change in y over change in x. Okay, so your steps are to calculate the m value, which is the gradient of your line, which is change in y over change in x. As you'll recall, it doesn't matter which coordinate you start with, as long as you start with both or with the same coordinate in the numerator and denominator. Then you're going to write it in standard form, y equal mx plus c, with the new m value that you just calculated. You're going to substitute in either one of the 2 coordinates that were given to you. It doesn't matter which one. And then solve for c. And then you write y equals mx plus c with the new m and c values. So you'll see this is very similar to finding the equation of a straight line when the y-intercept is given. It's just a bit longer. Okay, so let's have a look at finding the equation of the following line. So this is the first line that we're going to look at. We have the coordinates 6 and negative 8 and 1 and 3. Okay, so we have the coordinates 1 and 3 and 6 and negative 8. So we do not have the y-intercept here. Even on the sketch, you'll see there's the y-intercept, but it's not written in. So we're going to have to use our gradient method. We're going to do change in y, y2 minus y1, over change in x, x2 minus x1. It does not actually matter which coordinate came first, so it doesn't matter which one you start with. We're going to do this y value, negative 8, minus this y value, which is 3, over this x value, which is 6, minus 1. This is going to give me negative 11 over 5, and that is my gradient. Okay. Now, don't be afraid if you get a fraction answer. Sometimes we do not, it doesn't matter if it's a fraction or not. In this case, you'll see there's my line. It is a declining, it's decreasing, so it will have a negative m value. And there's our m value, which is negative. So we're going to substitute it into y equals m, which is negative 11 over 5, x plus c. And then we pick one of them. It's either this one or that one. It doesn't matter which one you choose to substitute in. I'm going to substitute in 1 and 3 because I think working with 1 is going to be easier. So we have 3 equal to negative 11 over 5 times 1 plus c. Alright, I'm just going to move up a bit. This gives me 3 equal to negative 11 over 5 plus c. Take the negative 11 over 5 over, it becomes positive 11 over 5 equal to c. And again, don't be afraid to use your calculator for this. We are not testing your fractions. We are testing your knowledge on straight lines. So this is going to give you that, 26 over 5. Equal to c. And now you just substitute in your m value, which is negative 11 over 5, x, and this is positive 26 over 5, and you're done. Okay, so your answer must be an equation, because the question said find the equation of the straight line. Right, let's have a look at the next example. So the next example over here is this. We have the coordinate 2 and 6, and you must be able to write this in coordinate form. X value first, then y. Alright, So we're going to do the gradient again because we do not have this y-intercept. We have a intercept, which is the x-intercept, but we do not have the y-intercept. So we can't substitute in c. So it's change in y over change in x. And it really doesn't matter which one you start with. I'm going to start with the negative one just to see what I do. 0 and 6, and there's a minus in the middle. And negative 4 and 2, and there's a minus in the middle. The reason that I decided to start with a negative one is so that I don't have negative negative, but you will get the same answer if you do. So this is 6 minus 0, and 2 minus negative 4 will give you the same answer. Okay. So I'm going to simplify this. This gives me negative 6 over negative 6. So that gives me positive 1. So now we have y equal to 1x plus c. If you write the 1, it's not incorrect. And you pick one of them to substitute in. It really doesn't matter. I'm going to substitute in 2 and 6. So that gives me 6 equal to 2 plus c. Take the 2 over, that gives me 4 equal to c. And now give an equation as your answer. 1x plus 4. And you're done. Alright. Let's move on to finding the equation of parallel and perpendicular lines as well. So, finding the equation of parallel and perpendicular lines. I'm just reminding you in the previous video that we said if lines are parallel, they have the same gradient. If lines are perpendicular, the product of the gradients will give you negative 1. If it's not the same and it doesn't give you negative 1, then there's nothing special about the two lines. Alright, so we're going to do this. And we're going to say, okay, find the equation of the following lines. The first one says parallel to this line and it passes through a coordinate. Okay, so let's look at the solution for this one. Firstly, we want to get this line into standard form. So we have 2x minus y equal to 6. The 2x jumps over and becomes negative. The 6 was already positive. Now I'm going to divide by negative 1 because I want to get rid of that negative in front of the y. It's y equal to 2x minus 6. Right. I want to just remind you guys that what we have here is a line that looks like this. It's a positive gradient and it goes through negative 6. What we are looking for is a line that is parallel to this but goes through the point negative 6 and 8. So that's not very accurate, but negative 6 and 8 over there. We're looking for this line's equation. We're looking for this one. This is effectively line 1. We have that one and they're parallel to each other. Okay, so the gradient that we're looking for, the gradients will be the same because they're parallel. So now I'm going to say y equal to 2x plus c because it's a different line that we're looking for. It's not negative 6. We're looking for this c value over here now. Okay, and I'm going to continue here. You're not allowed to do that in a test. And I'm going to substitute in the point that they gave me. They say it goes through negative 6 and 8. Okay, so it goes through negative 6 and 8. Remember, it's x then y. So this is 8 equal to 2 times negative 6 plus c. This is 8 equal to negative 12 plus c. So that gives me 20 equal to c. And that means that the equation of the line that we are actually looking for is y equal to 2x plus 20. Apologies for going off screen there for a moment. I hope that makes sense. I'm going to do one more. This one says we want the line that is perpendicular to 6x plus 3y equal to negative 12. And we want it to go through this point. Okay. So, firstly, we want to get this into standard form. If it is already in standard form, then you just immediately start with your gradient. You don't have to manipulate every single question. But in this case, it's not in standard form, so you must manipulate it. This is 3y equal to negative 6x minus 12. Divide by 3, divide by 3, and divide by 3. This is y equal to negative 2x minus 4. Okay, so remember this is the line that we have. It looks like this. It goes to negative 4. Now what we are looking for is the line that is perpendicular to this, and it goes through negative 1 and negative 4, so it's going to be somewhere over here. Okay, we want it to go perpendicular to that. Let's have a look. So the gradient that we want multiplied by this gradient must give us negative 1 because they're perpendicular. So we're going to divide by negative 2, divide by negative 2. That gives me m equal to a half. So the gradient of the line, this line, is a half. So it's y equal to a half x plus c. We want to substitute in the point that it goes through, which is negative 1 and negative 4. That gives me negative 4 equal to a half times negative 1 plus c. Right. So that gives me negative 4 equal to negative a half plus c. Now we have negative 4 plus a half equal to c. Again, we're not testing your fractions, so just use your calculator for that if you're unsure. That's going to give you negative 7 over 2 equal to c. And now update completely and write your equation. The m value was a half x minus 7 over 2. And we're done.